What's up, everybody? Welcome to the revival. My name is JJ. Let's do part 2 of my PSP collection. I always used to like those commercials with the kid who, I think his name was Marcus, and he would always just be like, Marcus, PSP, and he would hold it up on the screen. I thought it was funny. I liked it. Every time I saw those things, I was like, yeah, I kind of want to be like Marcus. I'm a dork. You have not seen my channel before? Welcome. Let's get on to part 2 of my PSP collection. So, first one up is Valkyrie Profile Lenneth. No, have not played it. Shocking. Definitely want to. I've never played a single Valkyrie Profile game, and I know that's a cardinal sin as a JRPG fan, because I know that I want to get the one on PlayStation. I don't know if this is related, or if it's like a re-release, or anything like that. I honestly don't know the relation. I just saw the title, saw that it was cheap at the time, so I picked it up. But I know that the original for the PlayStation is like touted as being a spectacular story, so I definitely want to check it out at some point. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting into this because I love like Norse mythology and that kind of stuff. So, and I know there's a lot of tie-ins to that here, so I'm really looking forward to it at some point. Let me know if more details on that in the comments because I would like to know more about that game for sure. And obviously any others that I haven't played, which is a lot of them. This one I'm so excited to try out, Jeanne d'Arc. It's like a kind of a take on Joan of Arc's story, from what I understand. And the art style and just the concept is just so fascinating to me. I'm really looking forward to it. And I kick myself every time I look at it on my shelf. I'm like, you need to freaking play that game, man. Because I really want to try it out. My buddy Brian, his brother Kyle, a friend of mine who is also really into JRPGs as well, played this and told me it was excellent. So I trust his opinion because his are very similar to mine when it comes to the JRPGs that we like from the past and stuff. So I definitely really want to check this out. I'm super excited to get into it. So yeah, Jeanne d'Arc. Next one, Nights in the Nightmare. So I have played this, but not on PSP. I actually had gotten it, like, I think on my cell phone years ago, and it was so, like, in-depth, there was so much to it, and there was so much, like, minutia to tinker with and everything, and I don't even know if that's the right word for that, but you know what I mean. There was just a lot of customization and a lot of options in combat and everything, and I was like, I didn't even know it was like a PSP game or anything at the time, and I was just like, this seems like it should be played on like a console or a system, because there's just so much you can do with it, and I hate like trying to pinpoint the little buttons on my phone. I'm not a fan of cell phone gaming, mobile gaming. If that's your thing, awesome, by all means have at it. It's just for me, like growing up with consoles, being able to use controllers and everything, I like having the buttons. I like being able to, play with a full. If I'm going to be portable, I like having the buttons on the side or something like that. And I know you can get like controller attachments for your phone and stuff. I don't know. It's never really gripped me. So I was really happy when I saw this in the store, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the game that I saw. That I played a little bit of. Have not played it on PSP yet, but I really want to get into it at some point because it looks like it's one of those that's gonna like just beat you over the head with all the different things you can do in combat and character customization and stuff. So I'm really excited to check that out at some point. Nights in the Nightmare. Next is a little bit of controversy, a little bit of a controversial game. So it's the third birthday. It's basically the Parasite Eve 3. I've played the first one, reviewed it on this channel. I don't know how excited I am to get into this. I mean, I am, because I definitely obviously want to get into the story of Aya Bree and you know, see how that unfolds and stuff. Why is there like... Are there 2 instruction manuals in here? There's 2 instruction manuals in here, and I don't know why, but there is. Okay, alright, so we'll deal with that at some point. And now it won't close, of course. So, what I've heard, Parasite Eve 1, incredible game. Really good story. Loved the characters, just the world building. It was just really, really a great game to play. Parasite Eve 2 I have not tried, but from what I understand, it's like more of the same. This one, apparently, the same character, Ivory, but apparently what happens is like, I don't know, I may have mentioned this on the show before. I feel like I have, if not here, then on the podcast years ago. Apparently, like, when you take damage, like, the more damage you take, the more her clothes get, like, tattered and torn. So you take a lot of damage, then she's in, like, rags and not wearing much and stuff. And it's, like, just fan service and everything. And that kind of stuff, like, I mean, I guess if you're into that, that's fine. I'm not hating on being into that stuff, but it's more, for me, like, I prefer they just make the game better in other ways rather than just trying to do fan servicey kind of things. I see that and I'm just like, isn't there something else you could have done here? Like, I don't know, added more side quests or like fleshed out the story a little more or just made more content. It strikes me as kind of a waste of time. And that's a personal thing. Like I said, if you're into that kind of stuff, by all means, absolutely, whatever, do your thing. It's just for me, I feel like I notice those kinds of things, and that's a little bit of a turnoff to me, just because I always am like, you could have done so much more here. And instead, how much time do you spend on this aspect? Like, really? If that makes sense. So will I play it? Yeah, I'd like to, because I said the Parasite Eve universe is fascinating to me. So I definitely want to check it out, especially, once I get to 2 and get through that. I'm sure, I'll want to eventually get here. But that one aspect just always sticks out in the back of my mind every time I see that. So, yeah, it is what it is. Next up, Tales of the World Radiant Mythology. It's a Tales game. I have not played it, but it's a Tales game. So I imagine it's much like the others. Just a stereotypical JRPG where you gotta get with your friends and save the world, and I couldn't be more excited for it. I don't know much about this one, but I genuinely love the Tales series, so I definitely, I saw it was cheap, picked it up, and the rest is history. So hopefully I'll get to this soon, and I can maybe talk about it then. So, Tales of the World Radiant Mythology. Alright. I'm going to catch crap for this. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. I have not played it. I've had it for a while, but I have not played it. I'm surprised myself, believe me. I am fully aware that I need to get into it, I need to try it out, because I mean, as big of a Final Fantasy fan as I am, and how loved this game is, and like how loved Zack is as a character, I have no excuse for why I haven't played this. I put it in just to make sure it worked, but I was like, just moved on to something else afterwards. So I'm sorry, and I know I need to get on the ball with this. I'm super looking forward to it. I absolutely will. I have no excuse. I genuinely no excuse for not having played this. So yeah, go ahead and tell me in the comments why I suck for not having played this. Or why I suck for any other reasons, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. Next up, Final Fantasy Tactics, The War of the Lions. This is apparently the best version of Final Fantasy Tactics. I have played and beaten the original on PlayStation. I've actually got a really fun story. I don't know, maybe I'll make a video at some point about that game that involved like me and I think like 6 of my friends, all with our own little TVs and PlayStations in a living room for an entire Saturday afternoon, just playing Final Fantasy Tactics and talking about it as we were playing. It was a lot of fun. This game is so good, but man, it's heavy, and it's you just want to keep grinding. You just want to get stronger. You just want to unlock that next job. You just want to get through the story and find out what happens next. The politics, the music. This is a masterpiece of a game. I genuinely can't even put it into words because you really have to experience this. I have yet to meet anyone who has played it that once they kind of got into the rhythm and understood how the game mechanics work and everything, they loved it. And they think it's one of, if not the best tactical game that they've played. I would say for me it is the best tactical game that I've played. Online, I have seen people who say they aren't fans or they couldn't get into it or whatever like that, but people that I've met in real life and talked to, they all praise this game very highly. So, yeah, if you have not played Final Fantasy Tactics, and you like tactical games at all, there's a reason why so many JRPG fans will play tactical games still to this day and compare it to this, because it was just that good when it came out. And there's a lot of people who, like, you say, what's your favorite Final Fantasy game? And you're in your mind, you're thinking mainline series. A lot of people will still say Final Fantasy Tactics. So, next one is Dissidia Final Fantasy. I'll be honest, I did play this. It really wasn't for me. I think I need to try it a little more to understand the controls, because I did not know what I was doing. I was just button mashing like crazy. I'm sure there is like a way to add some finesse to it once you understand the mechanics and how to play and stuff. But when I did, I was just like, I just, mashing my way through it, and I had no idea what was going on. Concept is cool though, and I love seeing 3D models of my favorite characters. So I was happy to try it out, and I may give it a shot again. I have the one on PS4 as well, which again I have not played that one either. So I'm looking forward to giving both of them a real shot at some point, because it's Final Fantasy. I have to, I know I need to play Crisis Core. I know, I get it. Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection. This is probably my favorite version of Final Fantasy IV. I love the original, don't get me wrong. It's amazing, and honestly it'd probably be in my top 10 games of all time. If not top 15. But what makes this one stand out for me is they added I think it was the Game Boy Advance version that did it first, where you can, at the end of the game, create your own party of characters that you get throughout the game. The original didn't have that. You were just locked into whoever you were using throughout the story, which is totally fine, because at the end of the game of that, honestly, you've got every ability and everything at your disposal anyways. It gives you the best possible party no matter what. But if you're like me and you like to kind of try and mix things up every now and then, or sometimes I will play games, and like Final Fantasy VI, perfect example. Locke isn't exactly the best character when it comes to like abilities and what he can do and strength and all that stuff, but he's my favorite character in the game, and I use him all the time just because I like his personality and I like him so much as a character. It's kind of like this as well. Like, I love having Yang in the party. He's super strong, but he is not in the final party in the original game. But this one allows you to do that, which is really cool. So, and then it also comes with the After Years. The After Years I played on the Wii Virtual Console when it first came out. It was released episodically, and I paid like $3 for each episode when it came out. I was happy to do so because I wanted to. The first half of that game, where you are playing through each character's individual stories, is awesome. It's great. It's honestly a lot like Final Fantasy VI, where the group splits up into 3 and you choose who you want to play with and you play through that scenario. You're playing through these character scenarios and then getting to a point where you meet up with everybody else. And I love that. I think it's awesome. The problem is, once you have everybody together, because there are a lot of characters in that game, holy crap. the game then becomes just one big dungeon. And when I say big, I mean like tons of floors, and it takes, God, it took me like, I don't know, like 10 to 15 hours just to do that one dungeon, and that's the end of the game. I was really looking forward to more exploration, more traveling, more adventure, that kind of stuff, and the story was fine, but it was like they were put all their effort into the beginning, and then they just lost steam, and they were just kind of like, oh, well, everybody's together now. I guess we just make them fight. Cool, and that was it. So I don't know. I was disappointed with that part. Beginning of the game is great though. So this is probably my favorite version of Final Fantasy IV as well. And then finally, just the re-releases of Final Fantasy 1 and 2. I have beaten both of these, obviously. What's funny is, on Final Fantasy 2, I played it on here, and I did the whole thing where you beat the crap out of yourself and level up and get super strong and stuff, and the game was a breeze because of it. I'd be curious to go back and try it again where I don't do that and kind of let the game organically level me up, like where I level up by enemies hitting me and that kind of thing. I'm kind of curious to do that one day, so I may do that at some point. It's okay as a game. It's definitely not the best in the series by any means, but you can definitely see like what they're going for, and it was the birth of the Saga series, which is another favorite of mine. So definitely happy to have played it, and I like the updated visuals they have on there. The original Final Fantasy I have beaten this version. However, I have not beaten the NES version, the original hard NES version, which I really need to do and I really want to do. So I definitely need to get on the ball on that one. When I eventually do my review series for the entire series of Final Fantasy and I go game by game, I will play the original version of that for sure. Just because I want to. So yeah, great game nonetheless. And if you've ever just been curious about where the series started, but you don't want to go through the grind that is the original one, this is a very, very good one to just to kind of get the story at least, and the basic gameplay. They made it a lot easier. We'll just put it that way. So yeah, that's my PSP collection. As I said, tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I need to get to, because I know there are so many RPGs and so many incredible games on the PSP that I missed out on. And I know this is a tiny collection compared to what is actually out there, as is the case with all my system. But I know there's a lot for the PSP that I'm missing for sure. So let me know in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I really appreciate you tuning in and watching me. I will be back next week with another video. So thanks again, and as always, keep on gaming.